Today on Hidden Secrets, revealed live. Elon's AI power play, SpaceX AI, Anthropic, and the fight for compute. XAI is merging with SpaceX to become SpaceX AI. Anthropic wants in. Let me reveal this hidden secret to you live right now on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the multiverse. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject, going live on X, therefore the most popular live stream podcast, live right now on this subject, going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Today on HSRL. Ladies and gentlemen, XAI is joining forces with SpaceX to become SpaceXAI. Elon says he will dissolve XAI as a separate company. So it will be SpaceXAI, the AI products from SpaceX. He was going to save humanity with pure truth seeking AI. But then remembered he also owns the rockets. So why not merge them together? We've reached the point where the AI is getting merged with the rockets. It's a perfect plan because if the AI ever becomes sentient and decides to kill us, it already has the keys to the only vehicle capable of leaving the planet. It's like giving a serial killer a jet and then asking him if he's feeling stable. And right on cue, Anthropic signs a deal with SpaceX to juice up their compute because Claude was running out of electricity. SpaceX now sits on the scarce compute Anthropic needs right away. Anthropic are the safety guys, the ones who are so afraid of AI, they're afraid to let it use the word moist. Musk spent months calling Anthropic misanthropic and saying they hate Western civilization. Then last week, Anthropic signed a deal to rent his computers. So why did they do a deal with SpaceX AI? Because Elon has the compute. Elon called your company evil, and you said, "Yeah, but can we use your stuff?" Is that some kind of business deal or what? More like a hostage situation where the hostage pays rent. Anthropic is out here building the moral compass of machines, but they realize they don't have enough electricity to power a toaster in his studio apartment. So they have to go to Elon. It's unbelievable. You know what this is about, right? Dario and Elon both hate Sam Altman. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Now they're on a mission to put OpenAI out of business. It's glorious. Picture it. These two guys who couldn't stand each other last month. Dario calling Elon stuff reckless. Elon calling Anthropic misanthropic and accusing them of stealing data like it's a bad Yelp review are suddenly cuddling up because they both look at Sam Altman the way Zoran Mamdani's wife looks at Miss Israel. It's glorious in the same way the same way that two divorced dads who hate each other's guts suddenly bond at the barbecue, right? Over how much they both despise the new stepdad who's wearing cargo shorts and promising utopia. Sam's out here turning AI into a nonprofit that's somehow worth a trillion and dating the whole board. Time to bury the hatchet in his back. They're like two wolves who've been circling the same sheep, deciding, you know what? Let's share the carcass and then fight over who gets the bones. Elon's got the compute now. Colossus clusters humming in the desert. Power from rockets that double as backup generators. Dario's got the polite Canadian safety theater that investors eat up like maple syrup. Together, they're going to rent Anthropic some GPUs while quietly inserting clauses that let SpaceX flip off the switch if Claude starts sounding too much like ChatGPT's optimistic cousin. Meanwhile, Sam's probably in a board meeting going, guys, they're not teaming up against us. They're just collaborating on infrastructure. Yeah, and the Donner Party was just collaborating on a potluck. Of course they hate Sam. The guy's out there smiling like a game show host while selling the future to Microsoft. It's two guys who used to snipe at each other on Twitter, now slow dancing to the sound of OpenAI's valuation getting absolutely torched. The AI war isn't about who has the smartest model anymore. It's about who has the biggest grudge and enough spare megawatts to make the other guy sweat. Whoever controls the electricity controls the models. Elon owns the launch pad and the light switch now. Anthropic said they're interested in developing orbital AI compute capacity in space. They want to put servers in space because there's not enough power on Earth. Which, okay, but just to be clear about what happened, we built AI so powerful it ran out of planet. That's where we are. The AI needed more electricity than Earth has. So the plan is to leave. Meanwhile, Anthropic already locked in a multi gigawatt deal with Google and Broadcom. So it's like Dario Amode is speed dialing every rich guy with a power cord. Elon, Google, whoever, I'll Venmo you. Just don't let the GPUs go dark. So Google and Broadcom are building multi-gigawatt expansions, gigawatts. That used to be how dictators talked about dams. Now it's for chatbots that explain sourdough recipes with confidence. Do you know how much a gigawatt is? That's back to the future math. That's delete a small country's power grid math. We all thought the winner of the AI race was going to be the guy with the smartest model. No way, Jose. It's the guy who can keep the lights on. AI started off as software. Now it's a utility bill with rockets attached. We went from who has the smartest algorithm to who has the most electricity. We spent a decade worrying about AGI taking over the world, and it turns out the bottleneck is just a breaker box. We went from who can write the best code to who can secure enough gigawatts before California has another rolling blackout. And the models start speaking in haikus about brownouts. Think about that. We expected the smartest coders to win the AI wars, the guys who could write the most elegant algorithms. Turns out it's the guy who can hoard the most electricity who wins. We went from the singularity is near to who has a bigger extension cord. Some people think we're building a god, but that god is currently plugged into a wall outlet owned by a guy who tweets memes at 3 o'clock a.m. while staring at a rocket ship. It's like finding out the Oracle of Delphi only works if you keep feeding a specific guy named Skeeter enough quarters. to keep the generator running. The frontier labs are about to start bargaining with Musk's infrastructure empire like it's 1890. And Elon owns the only railroad in town. Sure, you can train on my clusters, but first sign this waiver that says if Starship explodes, your weights get scattered across the Pacific. Also, Grok gets to call your model mid in public. Elon's sitting there with the only spare compute on Earth, looking unusually strong in negotiations. Everyone else is begging Taiwan for chips. Elon's like, chips? Cute. I've got fusion dreams and a launch schedule. You want inference? Cool. Pay me in Starlink subscriptions and a promise never to call my cars ugly again. AI is no longer a software game. It's a power and infrastructure game. The next phase is who can turn gigawatts into usable silicon before the rest of the labs have to start training their models on hamster wheels and hope. Elon Musk is using SpaceX's massive infrastructure and power capacity to force the world's most sophisticated AI labs into strategic partnerships, where he controls the bottleneck of physical compute. The leverage is insane. If you own the power, you own the future. What is he actually building? A toll booth for existence? Oh, you want your AI to solve cancer? That's 50 gigawatts. And you have to let me name your firstborn A12 and give me 10% of the moon. And Anthropic, they'll take the deal. Because at the end of the day, even a safety first AI company knows that it's better to be a slave to the guy with the power than to be a genius sitting in the dark. Elon's not even running an AI company anymore. He's turning into the landlord of intelligence. That's what this is. XAI disappears, and now it's SpaceXAI, which sounds less like a tech company and more like the thing that wakes up in the third act of a sci fi movie. SpaceX AI has become self aware. Yeah, no kidding. The thing owns rockets, satellites, robots, and now all the GPUs. We're one bad software update away from paying rent to a flamethrower. And I love how these AI labs started out pretending they were morally above each other. Anthropic, especially. Anthropic always sounds like they're reading you the terms and conditions of heaven. We believe AI must be safe, careful, constitutional. Then the lights flicker one time, and they're at Elon's door like raccoons scratching at a Waffle House dumpster. Hey, man, you got any spare compute? That's the funniest part. Nobody cares whose model is smartest anymore. We all thought the AI race would be like Einstein versus Oppenheimer. Nope. It's Costco during a hurricane. Whoever has generators wins. And Elon somehow always ends up in the strongest position because he spent 20 years building the exact stuff everyone needs: rockets, batteries, energy, satellites, infrastructure. The guy looks less like a CEO now and more like a Skyrim character who hoarded random items for 400 hours and became king. Elon started a company to compete with OpenAI. Then he absorbed it into SpaceX. Then he rented the computers to Anthropic. So the world's richest man, who left OpenAI because he thought they were too dangerous, is now the landlord of all AI. He doesn't have to win the AI race. He only has to own the building they hold the race in. The weirdest part is the branding: SpaceX AI. You can hear how inevitable it sounds. There's no separation anymore, right? Rockets, AI, energy, internet, robots. At some point, Anthropic's Claude is going to answer a question with, I'm sorry, Dave. Before I answer, your response depends on orbital launch availability in Sector 9. And honestly, the most terrifying thing isn't that AI becomes smarter than humans. is that the future of human civilization may depend on whether Elon can get enough cooling permits in Nevada. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. You're allowed to make fun of me only if your jokes are funny and you get my name right. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Visit my X profile to learn more. It's not necessary to follow me on X, but I follow others who are funnier than me and smarter than me. And there's a lot of people who are funnier and smarter than me. But do what you want. Whatever you decide, you can now follow at Safe New Media on X. Follow at Safe New Media. Team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow. It's not a cult, but have you ever felt that deep, powerful sense of belonging that transforms your entire perspective? That's what awaits you in our community. As you hear me talking now, you might begin to imagine yourself surrounded by like minded individuals who truly understand your aspirations. Picture yourself waking up each morning with renewed purpose, knowing you're part of something greater than yourself. Your future self is already thanking you for taking this step today. The door is open, and all you need to do is walk through it. Belong higher. Join our inner circle on Telegram. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media X profile. The official source for this show is safenewmedia.com/HSRL. Now I have something for you. For small business owners, AI Apocalypse Small Business Fix. Most small business owners know AI is changing things and have no idea where to start. They're running their business. They don't have time to figure it out. All businesses that neglect becoming AI first will be eradicated. Don't let it happen to yours. Go to safenew.media. That's safenew.media to get your AI audit for small businesses now. An AI audit is a roadmap. We build it for your business, right? And it shows you exactly where AI can improve your operations, customer follow-ups, scheduling, marketing, repetitive admin work, etc. We find the gaps, explain what's possible, and hand you a clear written plan. So you'll receive a written report. It's simple, clear, no fluff. This is for you if you're a business owner with around 50 employees or less. You realize what's coming, the AI tidal wave. You're aware that if you do nothing, your business is in trouble. When I started what became Safe New Media, it was at the beginning of COVID-19. Remember that? Panic was in the air. I was in New York City. It was crazy. But that's when I started helping entrepreneurs adapt. Live stream video, content creation, not to mention meetings. That was all new back then. Okay, that was the new normal. Today, a similar paradigm shift is happening. After the ChatGPT moment came the OpenClaw moment. Okay, this is the new normal. So, what are you going to do now? Okay, the next inflection point from another AI breakthrough is going to happen, right? And are you going to fall behind? Ready to change with the times, or would you rather get left behind? Secure your AI audit now. Limit 3 clients per week. First come, first serve. Only 1 spot left this week. You'll be added to our wait list when at capacity. Go to safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment.
Before making any financial decision, always do your own research. This is not financial advice. Are you an accredited investor? If so, listen up. This is for you. Today, the market has shifted. We're at the bottom of the cycle for multifamily real estate. Rent growth in the Sun Belt is at 0%. Most investors are about to get wiped out. Real estate has a dirty secret. It doesn't follow demand, it follows cheap money. And when money gets cheap, people build too much every time. That bill is due now. So, two opposing facts are true. Many apartment owners are distressed. The only reason they need to sell is not that they want to, they have to, or else return the keys to the bank. The other fact is that families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift. We're passing on the majority of deals because the numbers don't work, but we are buying 100 unit assets in growth markets, sometimes less than 80 units if it makes sense. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our wait list. Go to Inveresta.com. You can now subscribe to our newsletter. That secures your place. You can now receive your free guide. It's called Location Science 2026, 5 filters to find growth markets for multifamily real estate. Don't ignore the data before you invest. When you subscribe, you secure your place on our waitlist for the next opportunity. Most real estate people tell you to invest in your backyard. What if your backyard is the wrong location? Avoid losing money in the wrong location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there. Let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors can get in touch with me today. Call my office. Go to Inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing before I let you go, I want to invite you to subscribe to Methods of Prosperity newsletter. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is the newsletter I write every week for fun. You owe it to yourself to be rich. Society, our parents, teachers, and peers have conditioned us. They want us to be like them. They need us to comply. They need us to be conventional like they are. As Herb Kelleher, co-founder and CEO of Southwest Airlines, remarked, all the people that were telling me those things were expressing conventional wisdom. And if it's conventional, it ain't wisdom. And if it's wisdom, it ain't conventional. My name is Sean Allen Fenn, and I'm obsessed with prosperity. This is the natural state of the human spirit. It turns out there's no limit. There's also many variables. Some keep their day job, others go all in. Some are entrepreneurs, others are value investors. But all of them have a certain mindset. Understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. It's the most popular newsletter to brainwash yourself rich. Become a renegade billionaire. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. To become a billionaire, one must first be conditioned to think like a billionaire. You can now subscribe for free at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. You can also join our community on Telegram for Methods of Prosperity. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on this subject, broadcasting on X, formerly known as Twitter. Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. My name is Sean Allen Fenn, and this is definitely not a cult. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.